Yo, what's good? It's your girl Poyzen Ivy Trapetta, queen of motherfucking VA. Just got finished getting my face beat by my girl Chevy Lene. Go hit her up to get your face beat too. Alright, about to take y'all a tour of my city.
For real, have fun.
Everybody tell me that. Thank you, baby.
Yeah, go
you have fun in Miami too.
Thank you, Pooh.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Flossy Laprice, and this is Vibe with the Floss. Follow me.
Yeah, this is the house I grew up in right here. This house right here on Sewers Point Road is considered Commonplace area, so I grew up in this house right here, my childhood years.
Okay. So did you grow up in a single-parent home, or?
Well, my mom died when I was 8, and then, after that, her and my dad had separated. So my aunt took custody, so I came here with her and her husband. He was in the military. Well, she was in the military, he was a truck driver, and I stayed here with them. So it was kind of like, after my mom died, with my aunt and my uncle, was kind of like, 2 parents in a home. But then after they separated, it was just my aunt raising us.
Okay. Are you nervous right now?
Yeah, a little bit. It's bringing back a lot of memories.
I could tell. Loosen up a little bit.
Okay.
Don't be nervous. It's just me and you right now.
Right.
So you said your mom passed away?
Yeah.
And would you mind if I asked how your mom passed away?
She passed away on New Year's from a car accident. So her and my sister's dad was at a club one night. They was coming back from the club, and I guess it was raining and the car caught on fire. Because back then they had them old Cadillacs back in '94, and it was just already a raggedy car. So I guess when they was coming back from the club on New Year's, it kind of, they ran into a pole and they got caught on fire.
And you were here?
I was in Georgia then.
In Georgia?
Yeah, we stayed like a year in Georgia.
Okay. Were you born in Georgia?
No, I was born in Norfolk.
You was born in Norfolk?
Hospital.
Okay,
yeah.
So after the accident, you ended up coming here to stay with your aunt?
To this house right here.
You have siblings?
Yeah, I got an older brother, I got a younger brother, and I got 2 sisters. So I'm the middle, which is the oldest girl.
Okay, and all of y'all came up here to stay in this house with your aunt?
Well, my oldest aunt, she took me and my 2 brothers, and my other aunt took my 2 sisters, because they was babies at the time, like 1 and 2. So she took them because she was a stay-at-home mom. We was older already in school, so she took us because she was in the military, and then he was driving trucks and stuff like that. So.
Okay, so tell me, how was it growing up in this house? Like,
it was a lot of good memories here. Like like I said in my other video, we were in a religion where we had to wear all dresses and hats over our head. Luckily, my aunt didn't make us wear the hats over our head, so I just had to go to school every day wearing the dresses and stuff. So by the time I got to high school, I was telling my brother he was throwing down my little bag right there on the side of the house. So I'll go in my aunt's room like, hey, how you doing, and leave like I got my dress on, and he'll throw the bag down. I'll come get the bag, and I'll go to my bus stop right around there and change. So it was, it was a little rough not having my mom coming up, you know what I'm saying? But my aunt did the best she could do, you know what I'm saying, to take my mother's place and to try to raise me like she was my mother.
Okay. Well, I am sorry to hear about that when it comes to your mom. So one thing I want to ask, with not having a mom around and being around other girls in school, did it sometimes make you jealous? Did it affect you?
I was embarrassed a little bit. I was embarrassed because I didn't want to tell. Like at first when I started out, I knew who my real mom was, but I was telling people that my aunt was my mom. And so it was just a little embarrassing when you see other little kids, It was just something because I know she wasn't my real mom, so it was embarrassing a little bit. But I found a way to get through it and stuff like that. So I just said, hey, this is my mom,
Okay. I know when I was younger, my aunt, she has 5 kids, and she struggled with drugs and things like that. And I remember coming up. One time I was downstairs and my grandparents, they had took my little cousin out to eat, but they didn't take me. So I was jealous, I was real jealous. And I was like, that's why I said to her, I was like, that's why you ain't got no mama and no daddy. And I remember, I know it's messed up, but I was a kid, I was like 9 years old. And I remember she ran and told my grandma. My grandparents came, called me upstairs. So when I got upstairs, I remember my grandma, she was like, why would you say that to her? And I was like, say what? And, you know, she brung it back up, and she was like, let me tell you something. She was like, you see her? She was like, that's more than just your cousin. That's your sister. She was like, you got your mama, and you got your daddy. She don't have her mom or her dad.
Right.
So there's gonna be times where we may have to do a lot more for her than what we do for you, but it doesn't make you any less of a person.
And
so
it made you look at it differently.
yeah, so when coming up, whenever I will always think back to that when it comes to, like, you know, feeling a sense of jealousy, I would be like, okay, well, some people are gonna have more than me. One person may can run faster, but that's what God has for them.
Right.
One person may get more help. They may need more help than what I need in that area. So with that being said, now that, do you have children?
Yeah, I have 4, you know.
So now that you have children of your own, I'm sure they have friends, and you'll run across younger girls who may not have a mom or relationship with their mom. What's an advice that you would be able to give them that help you to defeat that emotion of being jealous?
Just basically surround yourself with people that love you. Hey, Mr. Steve, how you doing? Just surround yourself with people that love you. You know, try to get, you know, all the counseling and help you can get, because I didn't get that when I was younger. But like I tell my girls now, you know, being that they been in the home with their mom and dad, you know, I like how your grandmas had to explain to you, I have to explain to them, like, you know, y'all been here with your mom and dad. You have had the best of both worlds. You all got friends at school that don't have a mom, not eating at night and stuff like that. So I just try to, you know, I would tell them to just to be grateful, because there's a lot of stuff, you know, but we don't understand that when we're younger. We don't, when we going through so much, we don't understand to be grateful, because we young and we so selfish and it's all about us. But if I could tell them something, just, you know, be grateful, and to try to basically work with what you got until you get up out of there. Until you get up out of there, you know, because it's not gonna always, troubles is not gonna always last, you know. You got another day to get it right, you know, so I did, you know, that's why I rap now, because I did wish that I had, you know, a little more counseling and stuff for no troubles and shit I was going through, but I turned it on into my rapping and stuff, so that would be my advice, to get, you know, seek the help that you need. Don't think that it's, you know, you looking all funny and like you don't need, you know, help. If you need help, if you need counseling, get it. Get whatever you can to help you, because you can't let that stuff get you down. You know, it's a lot more life to live out here. Because I used to think when I was a little girl crying upstairs, and I'm like, man, there's gotta be a way out of here. And look at me now, you know. So there's always a way if you just stay focused.
True that. Right. So, what elementary school did y'all go to?
I went to Coleman Place Elementary, Norview Middle, and then Booker T.
Booker T, okay.
Booker T. I only did 2 years there because, you know, I had a troubled life here. You know, me and my aunt, we didn't always get along, so I would run away from home at times. And I think when I was about 14 to about 16, I started running away from home. And then they told me the last time I ran away from home, they was gonna lock me up in a detention home, but I didn't believe that. So the last time I got caught, that's when I actually found out I was pregnant. And I didn't know I was pregnant. And I was just in the back of the police car. He was like, "You a runaway?" I said, "Yeah." I was so sick. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was like, look, tell my aunt I'm ready to come home, I'm ready to do right, you know, this and that. I was so sick and didn't know what was wrong with me the whole time I was pregnant. So when he brought me here, she was like, no, she run away too many times. So, you know, she decided, you know, to give me up to the state because she couldn't deal with me no more. And that's when I basically got into foster care. They put me in foster care. And then after that, I was in like 5 different homes there. So, yeah, it's a lot, like, so I did like 2 years in Booker T, kind of dropped out of there when I got into foster care. I've been in different homes, like in Chesapeake. I did like a couple of months at Deep Creek, a couple of months at Oscar Smith.
Okay.
And yeah, I was like 5 different homes.
So that's how I come. I know you know a lot of people.
Right.
Bridging the gap. Each city going to different city, meeting different people. That's you know, even though it was on that that situation,
it caused me to be a little stubborn and what's the word, rebellious. I was rebellious. I sure was. Like,
you didn't like the dresses. I know my grandmother didn't allow my mom to wear dresses when they were like really younger. And so like I know that's like really an old school thing, but you know,
I think it's apostolic faith or something like that.
Being in you know, being just growing up in Norfolk, and you know, it's hip. You got Pusha T coming out. You got Pharrell, you know, you have all the different artists, and you know, seeing the girls in their video, I'm sure that it definitely
And back then, Booker
influenced
T
you.
was a fashion show high school, so I'm coming in with these long religion-like dresses on and stuff. I was like, nah. And then back then, I had a little butt on me, so, you know, when I would wear my little pants in the hallways, the girls like, oh, you know, Chanel, you got a little butt back there, so I was getting motivated. I was like, let me put on. But it was just that I kind of felt like I wanted to fit in or just live. It's not so necessary as fit in, but live a normal life like everybody else was doing. Everybody wearing pants and earrings and stuff like that. I just wanted to do that. But I kind of felt like when I was able to do that, that was my most freest time that I had. That freed me more than anything.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, you know, like, dad, you know, I know it's some things you don't want me doing, but, you know, being in that religion, it was really hard.
Yeah, what religion was it?
Apostolic faith.
Apostolic.
So all my family was from North Carolina. So my grandma, my grandma had 18 kids. I had like 7 uncles, 8 aunts, so they all was in that religion.
It's so many different religions. I don't think I've ever
See
heard
my
of that
aunts,
way.
see some of my aunts, they still got dresses on.
Yeah, my great aunts, they're still into the dresses. Me myself, I want to get back into wearing my dresses more. So it's, you know, it's nothing wrong with it. I think it makes you more womanly. You know, now the females, you know, a lot of times we wearing the pants now too. So, but so what middle school did you go to again?
Northview Middle.
Northview.
Yeah.
So everybody talks about Northview. Northview must have been lit.
I love Northview Middle. I had a lot of, you know.
You want to head over there?
Yeah, we can head over.
Let's go. So here we are at Northview Middle. So what type of student were you? Were you like the bully or the one getting bullied?
I was always the one that was fighting the bully, so I always took up a lot for my friends more than I did myself. But I took up for myself too, but it was mainly like for my friends. Like I would have friends that, I'm like, why would you let her talk to you like that? And then I would go and say something to the girl and stuff like that. So it was never about me, it was always about me caring for somebody else.
Okay. What were some of your favorite subjects in school?
English.
English?
English. I was a little good at math, but English was one of my favorite reading and spelling. So.
Okay. So that's what makes you such a writer. I know I've heard that you not only write music for yourself, that you write for other artists as well. How old were you when you first decided that you wanted to become a rap artist?
Oh, I didn't decide that until my later years. It was never when I was a child. I wrote poems and everything when I was a child, but I never decided that I was gonna do music back then. But I remember when we had a school project, and I knew it was something in me because I wrote a lot of poems, and we had a school project, and they was like, y'all can do whatever for this school project. It was about World War I, I think, and so I was the only one that came in. I think, you know, when you had the cassette tapes back in the days, and I think I put someone and bring it to the class with my radio, and I did a little freestyle to World War I. I forgot, I think it was like, in World War I, there was affirmative action. As soon as they shot, it was a quick reaction. Blew up the people one by one. Tore the building down with a cannonball gun. The Spanish always tried to defend, but of course they would never ever win. At the end of the war, they tried to be friends again. To their families, we lost again. And I was like, World War I, World War I. And the whole class was jumping and saying, what? And I was like, so I guess that was kind of like a sign then, but I didn't never realize it. I didn't have like no stories of me like writing rhymes, and only basically rhymes I ever wrote was poems back in the day. I would write a poem about Burger King, food line, go short to my aunt. She was like, these are good poems. But I never, you know, until I got older, decided that I wanted to rap.
Have you ever thought about writing a book?
I thought about that, about my life,
I've
been asking people questions that already have, you know, written books and stuff, you know, getting advice and stuff about that. I really want to do, you know, a book of my childhood and stuff and where I came from and the stuff I've been through to kind of help other like, young girls out that's been through the same thing that I've been through too. So I thought about it. But I know it's a lot of work. And there's certain parts that I get to, I just start choking up. I'm like, okay, I got to get through this because, you know, it's tough when you're telling your story.
Did you happen to graduate high school?
No, I didn't graduate. I dropped out after I, you know, got into foster care, but I did go back and get my GED.
So now that you have your GED, and you know they are giving out grants, and I know from me having a friend in foster care, I know they help out a lot. Do you think that, you know, that's something that you would maybe go back to school for, is learning how to write?
I don't know if I will go to school for. I mean, I've been to. I got my associate's degree in medical assistance, so I used to, you know, work a little bit in a dermatology office and doctor's office. That was something that I always wanted to do too as well. But I don't know if I would go back to school for writing or if I wanna. I just know that I like writing. It's just I just like writing and writing. I don't know if I need to you know, I don't know if I need to be schooled on that. But hey,
Yeah,
let
I
me
mean,
stop. It's
you
always
have-
something you can learn.
You have different writers.
But I never
so-
thought about going to school for writing though.
You
I
know,
never thought
people
about that.
write like they write up newspaper articles, reporters, magazines. Like that's actually a job also that people have. So
now I have thought about like I'm doing now ghostwriting because you know, that's basically where I've made most of my money at.
yeah, so
Ghostwriting and features and stuff. So, but mainly
besides writing and doing music, when you were a child, what's something else that you maybe thought about becoming when you got older?
I was always a nurse. That's
A
why
nurse?
I told you, yeah, that's why I went to school and got my medical assistant degree because all my aunts was nurses. So on career day, I was always a nurse.
Okay.
Also wanted to be a probation officer.
Oh,
I did. I want to be,
We
you
still can use that.
But you know, I had caught a felony on my record back in the day, which I'm working on. You know, getting my rights. I already got my rights and restored, but I don't know if it's a way you can expunge it. But I did. I wanted to be like a probation officer. You know, because I always kind of want to be like that person in charge a little bit, a boss, but also, you know, help people out.
Well, maybe we can, somebody in the audience or somebody watching, you know, they will check into that for you and maybe come and show you some ways of how you
I
can
know that's shocking coming
get
from
that
me,
taken
but
care of.
yeah, I thought I always wanted to be like in the, I went to school for criminal justice for like a couple of years and then I kind of dropped out of that because everybody that was in the class was telling me, you got a felony on your record. It's hard that it's like, no chances you're going to get a job in the criminal justice field with that felony on record. So I just kind of dropped out of that and then went into nursing.
Hey, nobody likes to work these days,
Right,
so
right.
next time don't take their advice.
And then cooking was always my thing. My family wants me to open, they like, Chanel, you need to open, well, that's my real name, but they're like, you need to open a restaurant and then maybe do your shows out the restaurant and stuff. And I'm like, a lot of people don't know I love cooking. I can cook real good, but I don't, you know, I don't have the patience to stand in the kitchen and cook all day, but it's just something I do.
Okay. What so you said you have your dad, right? You do have a
He came back into my life when I was 16. Yeah.
And so are you and your dad, are y'all pretty close? Does he listen to your music?
Yes. He it's funny because he called me the other day and he was like, baby, you know, I've been seeing what you've been putting on Facebook. And I'm like, oh my God, Daddy, it was so embarrassing, girl. Because you know my Facebook and what I be talking like. So, you know, and I'm like, but he was like, you know, I know that you're an entertainer and stuff like that. You know, I'm not going to judge you, you know, and stuff like that. But it still felt funny because that's my dad. Even though, you know, he was in my life to the time I was 5, so I always knew him. And then by the time I was 16, he came back. But now we have a very close relationship. It's still kind of like, you know, embarrassing. So that's why I'm glad my daughters it's not on my Facebook. They on my Instagram, so they told me I gotta. That's why I don't twerk as much no more on Instagram. So I'm glad they're not on my Facebook. So I do my crazy stuff on Facebook.
Are you single, married,
Oof.
engaged?
Floss, you is messy right now. Now I gotta tell the truth. Okay, I got married when I was 19. I got married to, you know, Thomas, you know, my baby daddy. I was 19, he was 39.
Okay.
So he was just getting out of jail from doing 10 years. And so I was 18. I just had my son. He was 2 at the time, and I got a place out Ocean View, my first apartment. And he was. We met at a job. I don't know if you heard of General Foam out Norfolk, but they won't pay nobody but $5.15 out there. So we had to go. But I was there to meet him, and I let him move in because, you know, he was just getting out of jail, getting his life together. He didn't have nowhere to go, but he was my roommate at the time. But I was dating somebody like a young guy that was coming in there while I was at school, you know, cooking up drugs in my house and doing all selling. Yeah. So Thomas would tell me, but he was my roommate at the time. He was like, that dude that you dating, he's no good for you. And he was like, I think I'm here to be your husband. I'm like, no, you not. And I told him in his face, I said, your old ugly self ain't here to be here to tell you. I said, your old ugly self ain't here to be my husband. And he was like, I think God got me here to be your husband.
Look, we're gonna have to edit that out the video. My bad. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes.
Listen, I had some spray in the car, but when I was at the first location, them James were balling. I told my daughter, go get the cutter, yo.
Yeah, at the house it was eating me up too, right through my tent.
Yeah.
And I was holding it, I ain't had to stand, so I'm like, shit.
Oh, yes. But, let's...
He was telling me that the dude won't write for me. One girl called me one day and said the dude was cheating on me, so I told him never ever come back to my house. And I had a hot mouth back then. You know, I know my mouth got me in a lot of shit, so I told him, don't you ever come back to this house, because the people that you selling drugs to, I'm taking your block now. I'm serving the fiends on your block now.
Hold on.
Why did I say that?
We're going to try not to say use, like, drugs. We're going to say hustling, just in case, like, the police be looking.
Yeah, so, you know, he was hustling and stuff like that, and then I told him, you know, I'm taking your place, I'm hustling. And I was just talking shit. I was young, didn't know nothing. And then, you know, he came back with his cousin, and he was like, can I talk to you? And I'm like, and I think I was 19 at the time, and my dumb self let him come in and talk to me. So he was like, give me that money in your pocket. And back then, rent for a one bedroom for our Ocean View was $365 for a one bedroom. So I had $250. I said, this half of my rent money, I can't get it to you. So he over there with his cousin. I'm sitting right here. My son on the couch sleep in the door right there. So I'm thinking, I'm like, and he walking to me with the gun. So I'm saying, you know, I got to find a way to get out of here. I said, I ain't going to be able to grab my son and run at the same time. So I'm going to leave my son in here sleeping, and then I'm going to run out the door and let them follow me out the door. And as soon as I did that, my plan worked. They followed me right out the door. So we on my porch. Tom is on the porch. And I'm like, Thomas, he trying to rob me. So he was like, get behind me. And he was like, if you gonna shoot her, you gotta shoot me first because I love her. And I'm hiding behind him, looking like him like, are you serious? Are you ready to die from? It was crazy. So he was like, yeah, I'm telling you right now, if you wanna shoot her, you gotta shoot me first. So Thomas turned around and looked at me. He was like, you can always get your money back. He's like, give it to me, and I'll let him take it out my hand, but I'm not going to let him take it out your hand. He said, you can always get your life back, but you can't get your money back. He said, I'll give you your money back plus more. And so I stubborn took the money out of my pocket and handed it to Thomas. He turned around and handed it to the dude, and then that was that. And then 3-4 months later, me and him got married. But, you know, he was always 20 years older than me, and I thank God for it, because I feel like, you know, if I didn't get, you know, married at a young age, ain't no telling what I would have been doing. But, you know, throughout the years we did, you know, we've been separated probably 5-6 years now, but we're still like best friends. So that's when every time you see me at the shows, you see him, because we like co-parent and still best friends.
So you're not single?
Not
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated.
That's how we can go. It's complicated.
Yeah.
So, well, that's, you know, everybody has their own way of doing things, whatever's what makes you happy, I guess.
Right.
So out of all the songs, what would you say would be the best song you think that you've ever written for yourself?
That'd be hard to say, because I got so many of them that I love. I would just have to say the one that the people gravitate towards the most is, you know, my people affiliated with the Crips, but I fell in love with a couple of Bloods. And that was one of my first songs.
That's
you know,
one of the songs.
So they gravitate towards that one the most. I can say when I first came out rapping, I was rapping all that real shit. Then, you know, once you get in the game a little more, you start changing up. But I got a couple of songs that people haven't heard, you know, that I wrote for myself that are kind of sad songs. I don't promote them because, you know, it's telling a lot up there, but I would say that's the one that might touch me and make me cry is one of those songs that I ain't been promoting. Because, you know, I wrote it, it's out there, but I'm just not ready to, you know, put it out there yet until I'm ready.
So, what's some spots in the area, in the 757 area that you have performed at?
When I first came out, I know I been to West Beach Tavern, Triple Effects, Charm Lounge, Lady A, did a couple of shows with Capri. What else? some places in Norfolk. I used to throw my events and stuff out Williamsburg, which I'm gonna get back to doing. But I want to bring it closer to the 757. Just all the probably the local spots that we be performing at, and some I've probably been to a majority of them. Some of them I haven't been to yet, but I've probably been to a majority of them.
Who are name maybe 2 artists that you would like to work with that are mainstream, and who are some promoters in the area that you would like to work
Mainstream
with?
as far as industry artists?
Industry?
I always said that I did want to work with Glorilla, because I really love her work ethic. Like, it seemed like everything that she dropped is just a hit, and it's just something about her. I love her work ethic, and you don't really hear her name too much in the drama out here, so
Yeah, who else?
I will work with Glorilla. And you said a male?
It doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Male or female.
See, you gotta realize I came up through Foxy Brown, Eve. All my rappers that I listened to back then was like Foxy Brown and Eve coming up. I would have to say Meg Thee Stallion.
Meg Thee Stallion?
Yes, I love me some Meg Thee Stallion. And these are people that I feel like I can relate to. As far as the female artists. Now, Nicki Minaj, I don't know. I might try to get on, But it's like she might got a lot of drama going on. But I love Nicki Minaj too. But I feel like I would kind of target her to kind of.
You can't really tell by the media, if you meet them. Sometimes the media is a stage. A lot of times we put on our stage. I don't see you out here on stage crying and so you see a way that they are, but outside of that and off that, just like I've talked to you on the phone before, and you can be more sweeter than versus when you out here. It's like I'm not out here to play any type of game.
Right, you gotta put on that business mindset.
And the promoters. Who are some promoters that you would like to work with in the area that you would like, if you haven't already worked with, but who would you like to work with?
I just say a couple of promoters that basically that I could see that wants me to grow and stuff like that. I would say Lady A. Now, I was just thinking about it the other day. I don't know if Star Brimmer's a promoter or if that's what she does.
Yeah,
I know
Star
she's an
promotes
artist,
now.
but I have to give it to her because she really, when she puts together them shows, it really be lit. Like, I'd be like, damn, when Star always used to hit me up, I'm like, I'm going to a Star show because it's always lit there. So her, just to see her work ethic and the shows she put on, I can kind of say that I like what she's doing. Lady A. Capri is definitely doing her thing out here for the 757. I've did a couple of shows for her before too. So I never really thought about really working with promoters, but I just been on my mindset is like and I got to get out that mindset. I'm just so stuck, like I want to do this for myself, and it's always been for myself, and I'm knowing now that I need a team. So that's why, I just got with Lights Out and stuff like that. So because I know that I can't do it by myself.
So with like promotion, like me, myself, I can say like I've promoted like a couple of times for like different artists, and I know that it actually
And hold
takes
on, let me say something. You a promoter too, right?
I necessarily am not a promoter. I just like to promote you guys, but I do know what to do. So,
okay.
If anybody gives me the title, then that's cool. But I know that with promoting, I've seen for myself with being an artist too, that actually paying for promotion and paying for management, because a lot of times I've noticed other artists, they don't believe that these mosquitoes just turn me up and I got on these shirts. Excuse me, y'all, but we're gonna keep that on camera. But being a manager is actually a job. Being a promoter is actually a job. So
right.
A lot of times artists, I've noticed that we can get confused with thinking that a promoter is supposed to just go out and do everything and make us money, when we need to actually be making the manager money just as well as they make us money. So I know with my advice, I know recently I seen Capri say she had a story and it was like $10, like, you know, to share the story.
Right,
and it
right.
probably was like 5 people that sent $10. But a lot of times people is like, she won't promote me, she won't do this, but she already has, you know, artists that she's already familiar with. But you can freely get her to promote by, you know,
money talks,
sending.
you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I would
not
definitely
just
do that.
not just sometimes is business. It's time. Her time takes away
Right.
with, you know, her having a job too. But, you know, even for me and myself, if we're taking time to share and we've already
Right,
used that
right.
platform,
And especially
then
if you got a large platform.
it's okay.
Right.
It's like, you know, it pays the cost to be the boss. You got to
Right,
pay the piper.
right.
So, what is something that you do to help you invest with your music? What do you do?
Even though I'm tired of it, it's just like me buying my own beats, me, you know, paying for my own studio time, me paying for my own videos, me just having to, you know, get my makeup done, get these videos and stuff done. My main thing that I've been trying to work on is build my audience. So since I've been in the game 4 years, I've just been trying to build an audience and a fan base and stay in their face. So I've been, you know, just basically trying to put myself out there more because, you know, once that die down, then the fan's gonna die down. So I know that they wanna see you and they wanna see you doing something different every day. So that's more what I've been trying to do.
Okay, so for the funny, like you work jobs and things like that. So do your girls rap too?
Pretty Nay do.
Pretty Nay?
Bree does.
Okay.
She's more on it, you know.
So for them rapping, with what you've learned, do you feel like that you are done with learning, or do you feel like you need to continue to learn to grow when it comes to music?
That's how I got it this far. I listen to what people tell me. People tell me all the time, like One Stop Autumn, like, Poyzen, you take my ideal and just run with it because, you know, I listen. That's how I learn. I love learning. You have to listen, you know, and, you know, some stuff you just got to take one ear. If it ain't, you know, like Thomas tell me, if it ain't that, let it go out one ear. But if it's something you can benefit from, I will take. You give me an idea and you say, Poyzen, I think it might be good you do this. By next week, you be like, damn, I didn't think you was going to do it that fast. And that's how I've gotten as far as I got, by listening to other artists and listening to people that's been there before. Like, it's no doubt that I'm not gonna, you know, that's one thing that he can tell you, like, I love learning. So when I stay on the phone with you all night, you telling me some knowledgeable stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I love learning.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, if people were to ask, coming in and out of town, and they wanted to know who is Poyzen Ivy, what's the definition of you could give yourself?
When I first came out, it was, you know, my name was to represent the plant Poyzen Ivy. Basically just, you know, saying that I'm dangerous. Even though when Freakazoid gave me the name, it was, you know, he was saying something else with it. He's like, you just dangerous with these men, and people just see that you're dangerous. But I just, you know, I'm a boss for one, family first, very professional, always get what I got to get done. And I got a good heart, you know, even though people don't usually see that or hear that from my music. But if they just get, you know, take time to get to know me and talk to me and stuff like that, they'll see that I got a good heart. And I had to kind of stop that coming in, you know, because I see that some people want to use you if you have a good heart. But
So definition, 3 words. Give me 3 words to describe Poyzen.
loyal,
Loyal,
a boss,
boss,
family first.
family first. That's what's up. It's definitely been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank
know.
you. I got to give you your flowers too. Thank you for everything that you're doing for all the artists out here. You
No
know,
problem.
I see that you really believe in me. So I should have said promoter Flossy Laprice.
I actually wasn't
I do thank
even
you though.
thinking about, you know, myself being in the category. I just wanted to use that as, you know, an example, because I know sometimes, like, you know, even for myself, like when I first started doing shows, I might have been on all the shows, then, you know, like Capri or like Lady A or, you know, even Coco, I might not be on the show, but nobody wants to see me every time. So I, you know, went to go and figure out other ways and, you know, to go and get other crowds. So that's why I asked you that, as far as when it comes to promoting, the lead back to that question about, you know, paying promoters and paying managers, paying your DJs. You know, you've also been on 103 Jams. You know, I know that shout out to DJ Jack of Spades, but that's one thing I've known that you've done. I've actually watched you grow, do shows. You turn up at Charm every time I see you. You bring your dancers. Shout out to Pablo, the security guy last time.
Shout out to Pablo.
And
shout out to Lady Blue.
Yeah, even when you come alone, you know, you always turn up. And you know, we've been cordial since the day we met. You know, you done cuss me out about 2-3 times, but it's all love. You know,
and you always understand me, and I'm like, Flossy knows, don't take me seriously.
That's what it's about, understanding each other, you know, and having good business relationships. And sometimes those good business relationships grow into things more like family. And next thing you know, you're like, that's my sis, you know. I've been around you a lot more than I've been around some of my cousins, you know. So it is definitely a pleasure being around you, your family, and getting to know you, and I wish you the best. I hope you can take this podcast, share it, tell all your people about it. I continue to promote you in the best way I can. I can't say I can put anybody on, but I can highlight you, try to get you some, you know, grow your audience more. And won't you let the people know where to find you at?
Y'all can find me, Poyzen Ivy Trapetta, on Facebook, Poyzin Ivy. Y'all can find me on IG, Poyzen 2020. Also have another IG, Poyzen Ivy Trapetta, Poyzen Ivy Trapetta. Poyzen Ivy Trapetta. Let's go, Queen of motherfucking VA.
And y'all can follow me on Instagram at @Iam_Floss. Google Flossy Laprice. Make sure you contact me if you need that landscaping, power washing, hosting. If you need me to promote for you as well, and if you would like to be a part of this podcast without the show, inbox me and Super Cake. We can come, link up with you, and come to your neighborhood. Again, this is Vibe with the Floss. Thanks y'all for tuning in.
This is actually my bus stop I used to come to. When I was coming, I think, Commonplace Elementary and Norview Middle. So right here, Kincaid and Aspen, right here, where everybody at, this is where my bus would be at. And right over here is where I would come. Right over here is where I would come every morning with my aunt and them and change my clothes, because we were in a religion where we had to wear all dresses. So my brother would sneak the pants down for me, and I'd go behind here in this little cut right here and change my clothes and head to the bus stop. So yeah, this is my stumping ground, Kincaid and Aspen right here. My bus stop. Bus stop. Fought a lot of females out here, knocked them out in this ditch right here. School days, yeah. 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 So it's jumping out here now. It's a lot of people out here now. I don't know half these people. Yeah, we used to change clothes right there. Brother used to throw the bag down for me every morning. So I bus stop right here, hang out right here. I'm a big smoke.
I was
stay
young.
up there.
Yeah, I used to stay right there. His mom. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna get into all that.
Jerron Skinner used to stay over there.
Yeah.
Definitely our stumping ground.
Damn.
Seward Point Road.
I know we was out here like 30 years. Damn right. Come and play.
This bus stop area played a main part in us growing up, because we did a whole lot of stuff at this bus stop.
Look, Tasha used to stay right there. You remember her little sister?
Mm-hmm. Used to go to the store, go to B-Lo across down there. They had, is it still a B-Lo right there? Yeah.
Just picking it with me now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is our stumping ground right here. Yep. Born and raised.
We used to go to church. Do y'all miss it at all? Yeah, most definitely.
A little bit. I've been in Hampton now. Since I've been over there, it's been a little calmer, but you know, I do miss it a little bit, thinking about coming over here, back here. Yeah, this is me. A lot of people think I'm from Hampton, but I'm really born and raised Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Another spot after this?
Yes. Yeah, we going to where I was raised at, the house that's right around the corner. We will walk from this street, come around here every morning to the bus stop.
It ain't no different. It used to be just like this now. Yeah.
It's a whole lot lit out here now. Yeah.
Got a little bit more people, you know.
Yeah, it's lit out here now. Yeah.
To the cut to go to my aunt's house. You
Mm-hmm.
remember? We would go around.
Oh yeah,
there.
walk around the cut.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because all them trees back there will be filled with my clothes. After I took the dress off and put the pants
Yeah.
on in the morning before I got on the bus,
Uh-huh.
you would see nothing but clothes on that back tree back there.
My shit was so tight, man. I ain't had no choice but to get some loose shit here.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
We was in a religion, we had to wear all dresses, so we was sneaking all types of clothes to school.
Yeah.
I was like, by the time I got to high school, I wasn't about to wear all dresses. I had to wear me some pants.
What was that like in school? Like,
I mean, it was good because I lost my mom at an early age, so we stayed with my aunt while she raised us while mom died. It was good for the most part, just being in school, but it was different. Everybody always asking me, why are you wearing dresses all the time and stuff like that. So I had to that was hard, and then we went we got joked a lot. We got joked every day.
Tight ass clothes we wearing.
We got
how
joked.
did y'all deal with those, like the jokes and stuff like?
Well, mainly I fought a lot. We
Yeah.
fought a lot. We
No,
fought
but
a lot.
we
Probably
fight,
because of that
that's what we do.
anger and stuff built up in us from my mom being gone, and then we didn't have our dad in our life. So yeah, we fought a
Whether
lot.
we lose or win, we gonna fight.
But I was always quiet until somebody bothered me.
We already had shit built up.
Yeah, I was always quiet till somebody bothered me, and then after that, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. So I remember one time the biggest girl in the school kept bothering me, and nobody would mess with her because she was so big, and she just kept messing with me one day, and everybody else was scared of her, and I just snapped on her. I said, "Look, you gonna leave me alone?" And from that day she did not mess with me again. Yeah. You had to let them know. But yeah, school days was good though.
Yeah,
It was
granddaddy
good.
died. We had to go to North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to stay right here with my homeboy Smoke. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when my daddy came, I left with him. Fuck
Right.
it. Yeah, we
But
grew up.
when I
the
snapped,
church and everything.
yeah.
We just have a little tolerance for dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it was during the pandemic one day. Well, I always was in music, like singing and stuff in the church, but I didn't know like that I was, wanted to rap. I knew it was always in me, but I didn't really know like that until during the pandemic one day. I had wrote this freestyle to this Who Run It beat, and I called my little brother and I let him hear it, and he was like, "Yo, you actually dope. You can, rap." He said you should drop this, and I dropped it, and then everybody was like, "Oh my God, you fire! Keep going." So I just kept going because everybody else told me to keep going, so I kept going. But yeah, about 4 years ago, I've been doing this. Yeah, so everybody been thinking like, "Oh, you started?" Nah, I don't have no stories where I started when I was younger. Take it to granted, I used to write poems and stuff when I was younger, but I guess that came a part of me writing now because it's always been in me, but it just never came out till I was,
You was writing the poems. Where did it come from?
I don't know. It's just me expressing myself. And that's like with rapping now, it's a form of me expressing myself because I felt like, nobody listened to me back then. I really wasn't in therapy and stuff for my problems. So I got in the booth and I started expressing myself. So now this is a way for people to hear me and what I got to say.
I used to work out.
Like, you got to hear me now.
Yeah. I used to work out, fuck with all the girls. All the girls like me. Man, I was a good nigga, you know what I mean? Still is, but got older, sang all that
Yeah,
shit,
that's
you know
my
what I mean?
brother.
So,
My hero right here.
Okay, that's what's up. How was it supporting your sister? Like y'all blood?
yeah, most definitely. We grew up, like, in the same house when my mama got burnt up, you know what I mean? So, that chemistry is never gonna change, you know what I mean?
And he was always the pretty boy in high school.
Yeah.
So the girls would not like me, and then when they called him Diesel back in the day. Once they found out Diesel was my brother, then they liked me all of a sudden. Oh, that's your brother. He was always a pretty boy coming up. So yeah, they ain't like me until they found out he was my brother.
Yeah. They think my brother Von's the oldest, but he the youngest.
Yeah, he just a whole lot bigger than us. He looked like the big brother, but he our younger brother.
Now, when it comes, you know how you got a kind one and you got a mean one?
Yeah.
He the mean one. He'll fight you quicker than I will. Cause if I gotta go, then I'm just trying to get low with, you know what I mean? Yeah.
He was the first one.
He was the one actually throwing my clothes down for me to change in the mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just sneak in our aunt's room and get it. We told her all this, you know what I mean? Rest in peace, love you, man. You know what I mean? She died last year. So
I would send them to the store. You get the little
Yeah, right.
brownies and B-Lows over there.
I take all that out, take it with me real quick.
It was B-Lows back then.
Yeah, I
It was
used to
B-Lows.
steal a lot, so fuck it, just to do it. You know what I mean? So I was getting chicken patties and everything.
They owe you that, so.
Yeah, most definitely, most
And we
definitely.
would come home, and he would come home with all them Snickers and stuff in his book bag, and we would go in the room and steal them all.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
I know
then
y'all been in my stuff.
somehow I went to job corps when I was 17, and he hit the street. When I got out, they here, then I went with my daddy, and then I went with another girl, and it was back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed on the streets for a while, you know, drinking, what niggas do, you know. Now it done got old.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you get older, you get more mature.
Right.
You want to do something different. You know what I mean?
And music is like an outlet.
Yeah, it helps us
Express
release a lot of
yourself,
shit
yeah.
that we don't want to too much talk to a lot of people about.
Right.
Because they act like they're going to understand, but they really don't. You know what I mean? So, for real, I
Especially
thank
you
God
telling
to
your
be here.
business. You telling your business, they got something to throw up in your face.
I got hit
so you
by
got
a
to
car
keep it to yourself.
in 2015, split my shit. You know what I mean? Still here. Man,
Mm-hmm.
we got stories as hell. So,
Right.
we here. Julie kids here. You know what I mean? Until God calls, we're going to be here. One. You know what I mean?
All right.
Poyzen Ivy Trapetta, Queen of VA. Let's go.
J Mill, Overcomer.
J Mills.
Cut to go to my house.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go around.
Oh yeah, walk around the cut.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because all them trees back there will be filled with my clothes. After I took the dress off and put the pants on in the morning before I got on the bus, you would see nothing but clothes on that back tree back there.
My shit was so tight, man. I ain't had no choice but to get some loose shit here.
Yeah. We was in a religion, we had to wear all dresses, so we was sneaking all types of clothes to school.
Yeah.
I was like, by the time I got to high school, I wasn't about to wear all dresses. I had to wear me some pants.
What was that like in school? Like,
I mean, it was good because I lost my mom at an early age, so we stayed with my aunt while she raised us while mom died. It was good for the most part, just being in school, but it was different. Everybody always asking me, why are you wearing dresses all the time and stuff like that. So I had to that was hard, and then we went we got joked a lot. We got joked every day.
Tight ass clothes we wearing.
We got joked.
how did y'all deal with those, like the jokes and stuff like?
Well, mainly I fought a lot. We fought a lot. We fought a lot. Probably because of that anger and stuff built up in us from my mom being gone, and then we didn't have our dad in our life. So yeah, we fought a lot. But I was always quiet until somebody bothered me.
We already had shit built up.
Yeah, I was always quiet till somebody bothered me, and then after that, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. So I remember one time the biggest girl in the school kept bothering me, and nobody would mess with her because she was so big, and she just kept messing with me one day, and everybody else was scared of her, and I just snapped on her. I said, "Look, you gonna leave me alone?" And from that day she did not mess with me again. Yeah. You had to let them know. But yeah, school days was good though.
Yeah,
Was
granddaddy
good.
died. We had to go to North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to stay right here with my homeboy Smoke. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when my daddy came, I left with him.
Right.
Fuck it.